5 mistakes you should avoid in solo shuffle. I worked all day on this video. You guys want to watch it? Dude, this guy just copied my intro.
Hey guys, Jambone here, aka the biggest pig in North America, and today we're gonna go.
That's my intro. Dude, are you kidding me? What? This guy literally just jacked my intro. He yoinked it. Oh my gosh. All right.
Go over the 5 mistakes you make in solo shuffle. This one is very huge. It has probably 3 mistakes that I'm gonna talk about in this video in like 3 seconds duration. So look at me here. To the right on the circle, there is the friendly warlock of my warrior friends here. So he's DPSing the opposite hunter. He's going through the corner and boom, he hits the storm bolt. So why this is positioning issue is because his warlock is behind him and the hunter is behind him.
I agree. You never want to chase in solo shuffle. Just hit the freaking demon hunter, man. Demon hunter's behind them. Just spam damage on the guy that's in the ope.
The tomb. So the warlock won't be able to land the kill because the hunter is line of sighting the warlock.
That's a good point.
My warrior friend here, the square, is alone on the opposite hunter. He just used Stormbolt. So in this video, I will talk about when you should not use your cooldowns, and this is a perfect example. By using Stormbolt, being alone on the kill target, he won't kill for sure because he's alone and he's no danger. Another big position.
So an easier way of saying that, or like a better, like just a really easy like cue to remember that is just don't chase.
Positioning mistake here. Let's have a look. The warrior is very low HP. He leaps towards his priest to line the hunter from the other team. Super good reflex, and he ends out living. But there's an issue with this. He has a DH on himself, right? So the DH, by bringing the DH to his own healer, the DH can just,
he's just gonna double stun.
Kick the healer, focus stun the healer, just straight up cleave him, and it's really dangerous. So please, as a healer, I'm asking you, don't bring the opposite DPS on your healer. It's gonna cost you tons of games. I see this very often. So what he should have done instead is just leap on the corner of the tomb to line of sight the hunter and keep in line of his priest and keep some kind of distance between the DH and the priest so he cannot just focus kick or focus stun him.
Okay, yeah, I agree there for sure. I think overall though, leaping this way is 5 head. And it's good. I think if it's a good priest, then the priest will back up to the top of the tomb. So like as a healer, if your DPS comes in, you play out. If your DPS goes out, starts pushing in, you follow them. Right? It's just like a slinky or something. So, but yeah, like jumping on top of the healer is trash. You just get feller up and die.
You know, just focus kick or focus stun him. Okay, so this one, I'm the healer, I'm the priest, I'm the diamond, so you'll have a look on the healer POV. I'm playing RMP, my mage is the circle, my rogue is the square. They are in there right now, no problem, but here is the problem. My mage is so far, look at where he is. He is the square right here, so far away from me for no reason. Like, he's not line of sighting anyone, right? He has a warrior with him. He has a evoker on the opposite side as well. You can just, you know, like sheep them. I don't know why he's that far from me. Seriously, I just don't know. He probably has no awareness. He doesn't know where his healer is.
This guy's ripping into his mage.
We could have saved the game here because, you know, like, I still have a lot of button press. I have Dome available. I have Rapture. I have
this guy is just trashing his mage right now, dude.
I'm not sure why they should run away. They just stand still, fake cast, try to get some sheeps on. There is no reason for them to line of sighting me. And this goes really bad because they don't know where I am, and maybe my position is not the best as well. But see, I get sleepwalk here straight after my trinket. My rogue gets Stormbolt behind. He still had evasion up, really late evasion.
All right, so I just have to say, one, I somewhat agree with the tip, but two, I think that this priest, like this guy's positioning wasn't good, right? So like the game starts. Let's go back. Back. Okay, let's watch.
the DH and the priest, so you cannot just focus kick or focus stun him. Okay, so this one I'm the healer, I'm the priest, I'm the diamond.
This is fine.
So you'll have a look on the healer POV.
This is fine.
I'm playing RMP. My mage is the circle. My rogue is the square. They are in there, right?
Oh, I got a Q pop. I just went 5-1 at 3,200 MMR, which means I don't know if I'm ever getting a Q again. We were watching a video that we found on Reddit. Fix these 5 mistakes and your solo shuffle rating will skyrocket. All right, so on this mistake, this guy was talking about his teammates' positioning, and I just wanted to double check.
Look on the healer
his
POV.
positioning.
I'm playing RMP. My mage is the circle. My rogue is the square. They are in there right now, no problem. But here.
Okay, so I don't mind the swap here that he did, but he probably didn't need to swap with like 2 PS's, barrier, power with life, whatever. But the swap's not the problem. I think he should have been tight on the pillar here, right here. When you're tight on the pillar, you can line of sight better if there's like a sleepwalk onto you, or there's a warrior trying to fear you. All right, so he should have been here. And then at the same time,
here is the problem.
Look, he's coming out this way, right? He's coming out this way. He needs to be here. So that when his rogue and his mage are chasing this way, they want to play aggro, he can be here and then just slip around the corner and heal them this way. But instead, he's running like out for some reason, and then he's going to just get CC'd from like Sleepwalker Warrior Fear.
My mage is so far. Look at where he is. He is the square right here.
I don't disagree that like his mage is in the wrong spot. I agree that the mage could have been positioned better. But in solo shuffle, people just do random shit. So like, you have to see that, all right, they're coming here. Let me play a bit closer. And then just, I would move like here to then this corner to this corner, and then heal him.
I don't know why he's that far from me. Seriously, I just don't know. He probably has no awareness. He doesn't know where his healer is. This is very
just
low
blasting
rating,
him, dude.
We could have saved the game
absolutely
here,
blasting
I
him.
still have a lot of button press. I have Dome available. I have Rapture. I have PS. They're not in real danger, right? I'm not sure why they should run away. They just stand still, fake cast, try to get some sheeps on. There is no reason for them to line aside me. And this goes really bad because they don't know where I am, and maybe my position is not the best as well.
Yeah, look, he's just getting spam sleepwalked.
Sleepwalk here straight after my trinket. My rogue gets Stormbolt behind. He still had evasion up, really late evasion, and he has vanish up. He has so.
Okay, so I think the rogue definitely played awful, but I think the priest like definitely could have played a lot better too.
So many buttons to press that we can see here
by a lot
with the Omni
right?
CD add-ons that I'm gonna talk about later in the video. So lots of mistake again here, not pressing the buttons and your position.
Oh, it's 1500,
guys. If you learned something so far in this video, hit the like button and also let me know in the comments what you learned and how it helped you. If you want to see more similar content, smash that subscribe button. Another thing I see very often is not being aggressive enough. Guys, your best defense is offense. So here the game has started. It's been already 15 seconds. His DH and his priest are in the action, casting stuff. The warrior is still on his mount, not doing anything. His priest is at like 70%.
Why is the warrior on his mount still?
Running back and boom, after 25 seconds.
This guy's griefing! This guy's griefing, dude! There's no way! Guy runs it on his mount and then just dies. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I would be so mad if I was the priest.
He's dead and he did 0 damage on the meter. That means that the opposite team could not be on their back foot. They were just like straight up boom, 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 pumping damage.
Oh my gosh.
And I see this very often. And it's not a bad player. It's 1800 CR, guys. So be aggressive. Again, it's me as a healer POV. This one is really frustrating for a healer. So my monk is in there. He is the circle. There's a warlock on the other side. And my monk kind of panicked right here. I still have a lot of cooldowns. I have domed. I have swap. And for some reason, he decides to run to the pillar over there, instead of going backwards to the pillar where he will not have blind me. So again, here 2 things. He was not aggressive enough because he was trying to heal himself while his main role.
I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. Okay, so we go back. So the monk's portal is here on this pillar. Since the start of the game, when you saw the monk put the portal here, I think the priest should have been with the monk's port so that you played near your monk port, just like you played near your lock's port. Having said that, if the monk was good enough, the monk could realize, okay, my port is over here. I should probably change my port to here. So if the monk is really good, he'd probably change his port over to here so we can play next to his healer, or here behind his healer. So, you know, it's kind of like a dual-pronged issue, but I think regardless, the healer should be next to the port. So that when you port, because the port is a fine defensive play, right? But you have to be, you don't want to line your healer with your port. Your healer wants to be kind of near your port, so when you line, you go back to your port, you can get top, then you run back in, right? So yeah, it's kind of the monk's fault, kind of the priest's fault too. But
here I still have a lot of cooldowns. I have domed, I have swap, and for some reason he decides to run to the pillar over there instead of going backwards to the pillar where you will not.
Oh, so he doesn't actually even port to the pillar, he just runs to the pillar. So yeah, I mean, in that case, if he's not even porting, then yeah. I think as a DPS player, it's just always good to remember my healer is 20 yards behind me. If I just book it, I'm not going to get healed, right? Like if I'm ever on my mage, I'm always thinking like, okay, my healer is behind me. My healer has my backup. I'm only in trouble if my healer's in a CC. So I pay attention. If my healer's in CC, I should be scared. Okay, that's fine. If I'm lining my healer, then I'm scared too. But if I'm in line of my healer and my healer is not CC'd, I'm usually fine. So that is the mindset of a DPS player, okay? Don't line your healer, and you're only scared when your healer's in CC. When my healer's in CC, that is when I'm going to use things like Cloak or Evasion or Vanish on my rogue.
So again here, two things. He was not aggressive enough because he was trying to heal himself while his main role is to do fat damage. And he was also lining his healer, so he got the first mistake, you know, like the positioning one. So overall,
that is so troll.
Really a mess. And I actually telling him, you're running to Africa LOSing your healer. He had no clue of where his healer was, and he made a really bad move by trying to heal himself instead of putting like some counter pressure while I still had dome available and swap. He was 100% alive there if he didn't line me. This one is a perfect example of not being aggressive enough, and you will understand why really quick. So again, we're back at my warrior, and he does some damage. He gets cocoon, so that should be the moment where you should pump, right? Because he cannot really kill him through cocoon. He's full HP. Instead of that, he starts leaping back to the tomb.
Okay, so I agree. Like when you, like for me, I have a weak aura or a tell me win that shows like a lot of my defensive cooldowns on me. So if I have like Pain Sup or Cocoon or Sack or Pop, I'm like, I'm good. Let me go ham. But if I don't have a defensive cooldown and I'm dying, then that's when I might reposition or try to peel, right?
His DH in there that he had to press Netherwalk because he was getting pumped by a priest and a warlock. So that was a really bad play here about like not reading the situation.
I like how he goes, really, this is a really bad play.
So be aware, guys. You need to play aggressive. Stop trying to do the hero and fall back. It's a damage race. That's all it is. It's a damage race. Press your buttons. If you have that fat PS
kinda, yeah,
on you, go in there and press your buttons.
Okay, so solo shuffle is kind of a damage race, so he's half right. It is all about mythic plus damage. More damage usually means you'll win the game, but there is a time to play defensive, for sure. In low ratings, I would say that more people probably all in maybe too much. Well, maybe not too much, but the problem with low rated players is they don't know when to be aggressive and they don't know when to run. A lot of the times they're running when they should be aggressive, and they're aggressive when they should be running. All right, and really all it comes down to is cooldowns, defensive cooldowns. Right? It's like if someone's pops Deathmark, okay, I need a Pain Sup, I need a wall, I need the altar, I need to use something. All right, you can't just not use anything. If someone pops Kyrian Spear, it needs to be like powered barrier, right? If someone pops like Icy Veins and is going with Glacial Spikes, like it's got to be like line of sight or a kick or something. When there's nothing happening, that's when you can push in and make something happen. But if there's something happening, you want to handle it and then play more aggressive. But sometimes it's a kind of a push-pull, push-shove kind of a situation where you push in and you get a lot, but then they have aggression, so you pull back a second, so you don't let anything happen, then you push back in, and it's kind of like, you know, you push in, pull out kind of a thing, and you don't want to stay in too long because that's not good. You got to know when to exactly to push in and pull out.
do some damage. This other mistake is pressing your buttons when you don't need to, or commonly known as overlapping. So we have a clip here of myself as a healer in a solo shuffle arena. My DH is almost dead, my warrior is almost dead, my DH is using nether walk, I'm pressing PS on top of him, I just domed, and my warrior has died by sword up. That means that we are pretty much dead in the next go. So basically we overlapped all our defensive because we were panicking. The damage output was so high, but maybe the damage output was so high because of our positioning, you know, like staying in front of a frost mage, not playing really well around the pillars and everything.
Okay.
And I think I prefer over.
Kinda, yeah. So the way I handle this is in game for me. I have something called Tell Me When. It's the same. You can have a weak aura too, but I have all big defensives right in the middle of my screen. Okay, this is the bottom row here. This one will show me if I have like Nether Ward, Time Dilation, Astral Shift, Guardian, Fairy, like Blessing of Protection, right? And this one will show me if I have like Blessing of Sack, Pain Sup, Iron Bark, Spirit, Earth and Wall Totem, Powered Barrier, Cloak of Shadows, stuff like that, okay? So when I have one of those buffs on me, say I have Bop for my pally and 2 melees are on me and I'm like 30% life, I'm not freaking out. I have Bop. I can see it right there. So I don't have to like block on top of Bop. And I have that awareness because of the Tell Me When.
Overlapping, then you not use.
My Tell Me When export is in the Discord. It's free for everyone if you guys want to grab it. Linked in the shop for you.
Your buttons. So we have some big action here. You remember those guys that were lining me 2 minutes ago? My rogue is almost dead. I swap and we are having big pressure on the mage on the other side, and boom, he doesn't ice block. He doesn't press this block. So please guys, press your buttons. I prefer that you overlap than you don't use your defensive. Games are really fast sometimes.
All right, yo, I think sometimes there's merit to okay, it's actually tricky. At high rating, you need to play efficient over a long period of time to gain slight advantages over your opponent. So you can't just throw away ice blocks at high rating, okay? You have to hold them as long as possible, and you assume your healer is doing what they should be doing. Now, if I'm like my next lobby, if I'm like 1500 and I know it, I'm going in fresh mage and I queue up in a brand new fresh lobby, I'm assuming my healer is kind of AFK. So I'm going to block in situations where I might not need to. All right, as I climb up MMR, I'm going to trust my healer a little bit more. I'm going to feel it out. Be like, okay, I trust you. I trust you. But as a mage, like at super high ratings, like we were just in that 3200 MMR lobby, I trust my priest. I'm getting low, but I'm, you know, I have wall up for a second, you know. My priest is at a CC. He's going to throw a power with life on me next global. I'll be good. So it kind of is like an ebb and flow of how much you trust your healer. If you don't trust your healer at all, just fucking slam the cooldowns because it's going to be a short game, especially at low MMR. Yeah.
Time you can overlap, especially that you don't have communication in solo shuffle. So please, please, please press your buttons. It's going to save you tons of games. Most of your games at our rating, like below 2k rating, won't even go past 1 minute. So press those stuff, do the most damage, and get this rating. Last tip, the most important, actually the biggest mistake is, guys, there is some upfront work before getting into the arena. I asked this viewer if I could do this. He said, yeah, no problem. I'm not bashing him. I asked him if it was fine. But guys, look at this UI. So all those mistakes, maybe 50% of them would have been avoided if he had more awareness, right? And how hard it is to have awareness with this UI. So we're just gonna go real quick.
This guy is smoking this warrior. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, this guy is just like, how hard, dude, this UI is trash. This is like giving it to him, man. All right, first of all, is this UI that bad? It could be better, but I don't know. Yeah, the UI is not that good. It's not that bad though. I mean, he has enemy frames. He has frames here. Like, I don't think it's that bad. it's not that good either.
Quick about this UI. Top left, party frames again. Top left, again, party frames with so many cooldowns that he doesn't even need to track. Does he really need to track the purge from his own DH? Target at the bottom here, it's fine. Lots of noise with Titan bar, it's fine. Maybe he doesn't see it, it's at the bottom. My chat, I love to have it, you know, like clean black field. The target here is okay, but we don't see it here. But yes, target of target of target available. So I think that's still some more noise. You don't need this, like legit. Maybe you just
I do agree with the concept though of cleaning up your UI, seeing what you need to see, and hiding the rest. I do agree.
The buttons down here, oh my god, they were giving me a headache.
Dude, this guy is brutal. This poor warrior, man. This guy's just ripping into him. These buttons are giving me a fucking headache, man. Get him out of here. Bad add-ons. It's like so funny.
Have some kind of logic in your keybind.
I do agree. So this is his UI. You know, he has S Arena, basic, whatever. I do agree to the premise of the point is you want to be able to see the things that you need to see clearly. And if you have a lot of clutter on the UI, sometimes that's hard to do so. So I think there's merit in that for sure.
Review your gameplay. Go in the Discord link in the description, in the channel gameplay review, leave a link.
All right, well, there's that. Fix these 5 mistakes. We found this on Reddit. I guess I agree with the premise of all 5. I can say, you know, yes. I think there's like more to add. It's actually a really good video to go through. Someone in the chat said like it's cool to see your take on someone else's take on how to increase your ratings. That's dope.